Home cinema future. Practically all big brands moved to the home cinema and they are building incredible devices. Only thing currently missing is left, right and center channel amplifier. So by default there are plenty of devices where amplifiers are built in, but there are 3 channels standing out of the rest of them, like surround channels. It's left, right and center. And I would say even left and right are most critical in case you want to combine home cinema with music listening. Let's take a brief look to this business segment and how can I fit in it. And first I asked my copilot or artificial intelligence about could you list good AV manufacturers in a world market just to have a brief understanding. And he somehow structured everything about this high-end audiophile reference level. We can transform it. It's it's true expensive devices, and there are some names as Trino, Storm Audio, Datasat, Longdorf, Theta Digital. Some of those names I never heard. And then next one, probably reasonable priced premium home theater, high-end consumer. There's something Athem from Canada, Arkham from UK, Audio Control USA, Monoprice, GBL, Synthesis. So a lot of known big names are there, and when we are going a little bit lower in price, more affordable, upper mids to premium consumer brands, Marantz, I checked some Marantz devices, they're really on the right track, they are looking for a mass market. And then on well-known, and Yamaha, NAD, Tornado, Canada, Rotel, Japan. So in this niche, probably mass market, Japan is very well presented, and I agree. I saw some Marantz equipment, absolutely great. Then there are custom installation for projects, and then professional. Okay, those are out of scope. And let's take something from flagship like Arkham and looked on one example of the products. Here they are, and let's look at their new lineup upcoming soon. So understand Arkham is actively working in that particular niche. Let's look about a future concept on one AV processor, because I think for a future we should separate processor from power amplifier, because power amplifiers are already done. We can just make one good setup, but electronics, software and standards are continuously developing. So let's look at AV processor. Just brief on a concept. Yeah, they have plenty of video inputs, they have unbalanced outputs and balanced outputs. And I want to point you that there's a trend that balanced outputs become more and more common in those devices. There are 2 reasons for that. This trend that speakers become active and then you don't need amplifier in, or you have separate units where amplifiers are separated from processor, and I think it's the right trend, and this is a kind of future concept. It's not yet there, and for that future concept there are 3 super demanding channels. Those are left, right and center, and typically that for satellites you can use, or for surround speakers you can use relatively simple amplifiers, but for those 3 channels you need higher quality amplifiers. And here I took one example from affordable series, I would say, and let's take a closer look on a concept, because Marantz is one which try to keep legacy together with the future. And if you look, there are legacy inputs like for phono, yeah, if you are really in vinyl, yeah, you can add it. There's a tuner, there is different type of auxiliary. I had a customer who really liked a tape recorder. They also can attach a tape recorder. Then I need to learn what means zone 2, zone 3. I don't know. But okay, there are all outputs for modern cinema requirements. And then there are 4 subwoofer outputs, and all those outputs in modern equipment are duplicated by balanced. And I think this is the right approach. This is approach what I see in many equipment. And of course you have 2 fronts and center. Those are most critical channels. And the industry is going crazy. You have not just the surround channels, you have surround channels, and you have high surround channels, and even in two high surround channels and 4 subwoofers. Yeah, the industry is getting crazy. You can build a forum cinema at home. And there is budget representative with built-in amplifiers, and of course you should do some trade-offs. Those are built in a way that they have a limited bandwidth, so low frequencies are passed to subwoofers, and then this is easy job for amplifiers to drive different cinema channels. But definitely with those amplifiers you can drive large floor standards, so you can combine music and cinema in one system. But from the software point of view, how well they bid for functionality, how well they work with different CMix services, those equipment becoming really advanced, better than just a standalone streamers. What conclusion we can make? We are missing good front, center, left. We need 3 extra channels what stands out from the mainstream. And the first trend, we start to see separate multi-channel amplifiers for cinema. And this trend is becoming more and more visible in the market. How such system looks like? Here is a processor and here is amplifier, then you can interconnect. And when you have a balanced outputs in a professional industry, there are multi-core microphone cables, XLR, for example, they call it as a snake or different names, but they put it together as a one cable, and only outputs are separated, and there are 6 and 8 channel such type of interconnection cables, and very easy to connect a processor to amplifier. You can get 3 meters, you can get 6 meters, you can get 10 meters for reasonable costs. And some typical price range, how does it fall? So super advanced system, so 4,000 for processor and 4,000 for amplifiers, and then you are done. 8,000 euros. I would say for kind of people with a good income, but this is general trend. And I also took one example from Parasound, because Parasound has a THX certified special device for that purpose, and this is how does it look like. It's 3 channel amplifier, so left, center, right, also balanced inputs, and you have some sensitivity regulation, plus minus 6 dB. RCA inputs are available. You have manual switch for that, and outputs. Pretty simple device. And here is some description of features in marketing booklet, and everything is so good, and you get 3 times 250 watts on 8 ohms. It's typically home cinema speakers are 8 ohm, and you can get 400 watts on a 4 ohm speaker. So with that device you also can really drive floor standing speakers for stereo. That kind of good device. And specs are very good, and everything is great, probably except price. Now price is 4,000, but otherwise really good device. How I can respond to this challenge with my TCR 1200? I got a clear request from the customer. Could I put a 4-channel amplifier, and I just put 2 of them together. My amplifier has a loop option for 12-volt trigger, and you can drive this power stage with a 12-volt trigger. Also, it has a balanced inputs. It works well with a processor, and this will be absolutely excellent device for stereo and home cinema combination, because ICEpower 1200 boards which are inside this device, those are 600 watt capable for 4 ohm load and for 8 ohm load. For 4 ohm load those are current limited, and for 8 ohm load those are bus power limited, so rail voltage limited. So it's a fantastic device and perfectly work with the 8 ohm load and can deliver 600 watt there. And then we are killing everyone by size, by weight, and by price. So this is how does it look. Yeah. It's a front, this is a back. I screwed them together, and you can see that printouts maybe it's not handy, but you just one time set it and then become one device. One device is capable of crazy features, and it's relatively small, 36 centimeters in a length and 19 centimeters in a width. And height is 12 centimeters. Okay, with the feet, let's say 13 centimeters. Small device, and you can put it remotely. Yeah, you shouldn't put it right on the processor side. Yeah, you can put remotely closer to your large speakers. Excellent option. And now let's take a closer look on camera how finished unit looks like, and customer is waiting for that, so I'm making this short video somehow to show how we respond to next generation challenge for this front left center. And here we have 4 channels. You can also put a passive subwoofer and drive it in case you have a processor which can limit all those bandwidths and deal with the phase and other things. Fantastic result. I think it's a good concept. So this is how does it look in practice. The customer wants that there is a one unit, one device, one box, and we put together 2 monoblocks. What advantages do we have? For example, if you for stereo put one channel from the one box and another channel from the second box, you get a dual mono. Actually on 4 ohms you can get even more than kilowatt out. But it's not aiming for that. Normally we are counting that we have 600 watts for 8 ohm and for 4 ohm, but you have huge power reserve after that. Second, we can manage everything from one 12-volt trigger. So for channel we use 12-volt trigger out and put for another channel 12-volt in. And with one remote control you can control, I would say up to six channel modules. So you can put several modules here and then you can grow with the time. But as I said, for surrounds channels you don't need such a power or such a quality. This is what you need for stereo, and then you're combining this device and getting amazingly good stereo, because majority of those AV audio processors, there's a good software, there's a good hardware, there's a very precise power supplies in it, and they really perform with a quality. And I would say that they are better than mainstream streaming devices. And then you have everything in one box, and you can manage with one remote control. So I think such kind of approach has a future for amplification. Also looking about the cooling, both boards are separated. Between them there is a air gap. You can see it. Yeah, here's air gap, and they really work as a chimney. So cold air is going to the top, and hot air is going out here, and it works like a small fan, and you can always keep your system safe and well cooled. And the trend is, in a moment when the temperature for some reason goes up, this process even accelerates. If you go with a high power, it accelerates, and then it's perfect balance for a cooling. Each device has separate on-off switch. About a low light, you need 2 power cords, but in case when you have a socket problem, there are such type of splitters, and you can use one splitter and then one power cord for both channels. Outputs are basic banana type, and you can combine it in any way as you want. Actually, I have a version also with a fan and professional outputs. You can use professional outputs as well under a request. But I think for home cinema usage, this consumer grade version is a better option. What advantage do I have over our big brands? Its size. Let's quickly check it. So 19 centimeters, 36 centimeters, okay, with some extension, no more than 40, yeah, no more than 40. And what is the height? 12 centimeters, okay, with the feet, 13 centimeters. With the 13 centimeters you are fitting in. And the last thing, How about the weight? 4 times 600, true, 600 watts. Let's check the weight. Maximum weight what I can process is 5 kilograms, 3.9, 4 kilograms. 4 kilograms, okay, 1 kilogram per 600 watts. 1 kilogram per 600 watts, and we have 4 channels, 4 kilograms. Also, from the shipping point of view, to really send by air, it's also plays some significant role for a competitive advantage. Now the last question, what would be price for such unit? I'm aiming for 1,400. 1,400 euros plus 25 euros for shipping. I think I'm still competitive, and the quality of those ICEpower 1200 boards are absolutely amazing. And one more important advantage, how I would position it, ICEpower 1200 boards are industrial boards. So they will last in a market for many years. Also, if there are some service requirements, you always have spare parts, you always have predictable time how to replace it. Regarding reliability, I sold more than 200 not such type of units, but individual units, and haven't received any service requests so far. There were service requests about shipping. Sometimes you get a damaged or scratch, mostly bump in some cover. This is aluminum cover. After the strong bumps, it's a problem. So I am trying to pack it as good as possible, but a package is reasonable, but sometimes we are handling it so casual that some damages I was from the 200 units, there was a 2 times mechanical bump. You can easily fix with a rubber hammer, but anyway, it happens. So, one more future product for those who want to combine home cinema with a super excellent music reproduction. That's a part of that. Will I sell it as kits? No. In that case, you buy 2 kits and then drill holes and put it together as a unit. I will sell them only as a finished units. That it is tested. It's, 1400. It's already price where people really want everything operational out of the box. But you can build such device just buying 2 TCR 1200 kits. Also, you can buy a kit with a fan. It's up to you how you make it. And you have 2 choices. You have choice to build by yourself, and you can choice to buy all such assembled equipment. I personally think that combined home theater and high fidelity music reproduction is a future. Those AV receivers from the big brands, those are really, really good devices. Yeah, today are kind of expensive, but I think within 2,000 euros up to 4,000 euros, this is a price range, this is a reasonable price range for such a quality. And let's see how future will go.